Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So today we're going to talk about how I made my UI as it is right now. I have posted a lot of pictures on social media recently, made a lot of guide videos, and people have been asking me, how are you making your UI look like this? Is it an add-on? What's going on? Let me show you. First of all, we're going to press escape. We're going to click edit mode. And here we're going to make a new one, new layout. But first of all, you have to pick between, do you want to use the modern preset or the classic preset? The modern preset basically has the unit frames down here. I'm not a really fan of it. Some reason I don't really like this. So I prefer the classic preset where the health bar gets up here. I guess it's because I want to have more open in my game in the middle. Then after you choose classic preset, you say new layout. And we're going to call it, I don't know, in my case, I'm going to call it Dvalin 3.0. Now, I would recommend you put on show grid, put it all the way down so that the grid boxes are very small, snap to elements and advanced options. What I like to do is I like to have every single thing here enabled. So you can see all this stuff here. I like to have it enabled so I can actually see what I am doing here. So then we're going to move it here. By the way, I have an add-on called Bliss Move, which is actually making me allowed to move this. I don't think without the add-on you can actually move this one here, but with the add-on Bliss Move, you can move it. There we go. What I did first is I click on my action bar number 1. We say hide bar art. So this one here, hide bar art. And then what we're going to do is we're going to say always show buttons. No, thank you, because I don't want to see that when I don't have a spell. Then I increased the size to 200, and now you can see it looks horrible. But what I did was I actually changed it so that I only have 6 buttons. Smart. Then you could technically stop here and just have your rotation here in the big buttons and then everything else in the small button up here. But I also like when my cooldowns is a bit bigger than utilities up here. So what I did here was that I turned down my icons to 8 and then basically just increased the size until it matched like this. Then you click save and now you can see I have my bar here. I have my cooldowns and kind of crowd control and my other cooldowns, which I don't find that important, for example. So that is basically essentially how I made my UI. We also of course also have stuff like this one here, essential cooldowns, tracked buffs, utility cooldowns, and tracked bars. That is of course things also you can change around. For example, what I like to do is I like to take essential cooldowns and basically say that it needs to be vertical, so it becomes this linear thing. Then I like to place it kind of like here, take my track bars next to it, so that I have my track buffs here, my track cooldowns here, and then we could also use the track buff here and utility cooldowns here, for example. Something like that. So now it will look like this. And then of course I can say in combat, and in combat, because I don't want to see all my cooldowns when I'm not in combat. So now when I'm in combat, all these things here over here would show. If you want to change those things, you have to go into option, gameplay enhancement. You need to enable the thing here called cooldown manager, and then you can say advanced cooldown settings, and then in here you can choose what cooldowns you want to track. What do you want to track, buffs on you, and what cooldowns do you want to track, so so on. But again, that is basically it. That is you probably thought that I my god, I would have been doing a 20-minute guide on how I made my UI look like this. No, it was that simple. The first bar down here, I said 200 scale, 6 icons. Next one, 150 scale, 8 icons, and yeah, that's basic. I also like to always remove this one here, always show button, because I don't want it to show empty buttons. So I always do that on also my bars on the right side over here. And then save, because then you can see when you have an empty spot, it's actually empty. So that's basically how I have made my UI. And I just wanted to make this video because I have seen a lot of people asking me, how did you make your UI? So now I have made a video showing you how I made my UI. So I hope this was helpful and, taught you how we can actually manipulate the standard Blizzard UI to actually look quite decent. I like this. I think it's pretty cool, this UI in overall. So yeah, all right. Thanks for watching. Have a great day and let me know in the comments if this was helpful. I also, if you don't want to do this yourself, you can also get the export code for this UI here on my Discord. On my Discord server, if you look at the description of the video, there is a room for every single spec. I have made a single button guide for every single spec, and in there is a UI code for all the different specs, so you can use that as well. So yeah, thanks for watching, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.